Hello everyone and welcome back to Amity Blue. My name is Nazi. Today I am so excited to reveal the final release of my Textile Embellishment Kit in the Bohemian and also in the Linen and Lace. I know it's been a long time coming. The last release of the Textile Embellishment Kit was around 2.5 months ago, but I am finally happy to say that my mother and I are officially finished with all of the kits. All of the kits that I'm going to be sharing with you all are going to be available today, June the 2nd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now this will be the last kit until late fall just because I want to dedicate some time to other projects that I have in mind for the rest of the year. I wanted to put that out there as I get a lot of questions as to when the kits sell out, when they will be restocked, and the next restock will be in about 4 months from now. So I really hope that you guys do get your hands on one of the kits. Alright, so starting out, I have my beautiful pile of linens and laces from the big linen and lace kit. I also have a smaller linen and lace kit. Both of these different kit sizes are offered in my Etsy shop. I have a variety of big linen and lace kits and a variety of small linen and lace kits. And something that I want to clarify is that all of the kits are exactly the same. I know that's something that people tend to not really like about kits is if each kit has something different. You don't really know what you're paying for and you kind of have to guess what you're going to receive. But everything that you will see in the video is what you will be getting and what you will be opening when you get your little textile kit parcel. So let me begin with the big kit, as this one is the hefty one and takes a little bit longer to flip through. I always make sure to put a little assortment of mini laces on top just as like a decorative element. It truly makes it seem like a special parcel, and let me just go one by one so that you can see it a lot more beautifully. This lace right here is extremely special to me. This one is actually from Mexico. My grandma, my sweet grandmother, she watches my videos even though she can't really understand them fully. But she knows I love fabrics and she knows I love laces and linens and textiles. And she is actually a knitter. She's a crocheter. She knows how to sew. She pretty much knows how to do it all. And she has a collection of vintage linens. And she sent me a couple of yards of those laces and linens. And so I included some of these in the kit. All of the laces are made out of cotton, which is something that I personally love using. I cannot work with laces if they are made out of plastic. You know, that type of lace that you can purchase like from eBay or you can purchase from China. Super, super affordable. Great bang for your buck. And when you touch it, it feels like plastic and it's kind of shiny to it. Lace should not be shiny. Lace should be matte. Lace should be made out of cotton, at least the laces that I like to work with. So that is something that I pride this kit on, is that all of the laces are 100% cotton. They're absolutely beautiful. You can use them in any type of project. Oh, this one I absolutely love. It adds so much texture and it just feels so nice. When I go through the linen and lace textile kit, it makes me want to create a journal immediately. I just love the different assortment of laces and linens. What I also love is the color scheme that my mother and I have managed to come across and to bring with this kit. This is another one of those linens that my grandmother sent to me. Hopefully you can see it on camera. But it's this really old linen. It has some beautiful floral embroidery to it. And these are the types of linens that are not readily available, and if they are, they're very expensive, which is why I love creating these little kits for you so that you get an abundance of different types of laces all in one kit. They all match perfectly together and you can use them to create pretty much anything that you'd like. This one is so pretty. Hopefully you can see it on camera. It has some rose gold specks in it, and this is perfect if you're trying to create a linen and lace fairy journal like the one that I showed a couple weeks ago. This one has my heart. This is a lace that I purchased from France, and it is absolutely beautiful. I don't have much of this left, so what was left over, I saved it for myself because I am going to be creating a journal, like a French-inspired lace journal, very, very soon, and I will definitely be using that leftover lace for that journal. This is also one of my favorites. This is some lace that my grandmother sent to me as well. You can see it has kind of like a tanner, coffee, creamier color to it. And that is something that I also try to include in my kit, is a different color scheme of the laces and linens. This one's really pretty. It kind of looks like Christmas trees. Nice linens to use as backgrounds. This is another piece that came from Mexico. This is super wicked old. I believe it came from her church because my grandma is a saint and she is one of the leaders for her groups in her church. And so sometimes they use linens to decorate where they're going to put the candles, or they use linens and laces as decoration that they use to decorate the altars and where they put the candles to pray. In the Mexican culture, linens are used a lot to decorate just because obviously there's not a lot of money, and especially in these villages, so they take old linens and they embroider them to make them more special. And this is why not only do I love linens and laces, but the whole idea of women taking textiles, women using textiles to create something more beautiful, to alter it. It makes me so happy and it makes me so proud to be a part of it. This also is another one of those laces that my grandmother sent to me. As you can see, it's wicked, wicked old, and when you feel it, you will definitely feel all of those fibers. This one is one of my favorites just because I love mesh lace, and it looks like such a cute little 4-leaf clover, and I thought this would be really fun to include because it will give all of you guys some luck in your life. So I'm kind of cheesy like that. I am a total believer in luck, and especially when I find a 4-leaf clover, I think, okay, this is my lucky day. Something's going to happen. Half the time, nothing really special happens, but I do consider myself a lucky person, so at least I have that. This beautiful linen, it reminds me of little sheep. When you feel it, just the texture feels so nice. Ugh, I love this one. I want to make like a little embroidered sheep out of it, just for me, like a little applique, because I'm obsessed with little sheep and lamb. And where I used to work, I used to take care of little sheeps and lambs, so this kind of brings me back to my happy place. This is also one that my grandmother sent me. It's a beautiful linen that has some really pretty leaf embroidery on top. This lace is absolutely stunning. The detail work on this is amazing. It feels kind of like a cashmere wool. This is the other type of lace. This one I included in the last kit and I had a little bit left over. Some more laces in different color tones. Some more of that mesh lace. This is from French lace and it actually looks like a little fence to me. It reminds me of that show Madeline. I believe it was a show and is also a book. But it reminds me of that show because they'd always show like a fence, or maybe I'm confusing it with something else, but I loved that show and it reminded me of that. Plus I think it was also a French book or a French show. Some more beautiful laces with embroidery, really beautiful linens and different color tones like I've said. This one's really beautiful. This is from a French vintage tablecloth. It has some like metallic hints and hues. As you can see, this is perfect to decorate your tabs with. And then a really pretty piece of fabric that has such beautiful texture to it. It looks as if it was weaved in. So that is the big linen and lace kit. Now obviously all of the kits, no matter big or small, they all come with a bolt of trim. So you get a ton of trim. As you can see, it's super thick and chunky. I absolutely love how it feels. You all get tons of trims to create ruffles on the sides of your journals with, and they all come with a little muslin baggie, and on the inside you get a ton of different types of vintage, 100% vintage beads. I only like to work with vintage beads just because they have a really special hue and patina. Now obviously if you get the small linen and lace kit, you will be getting 25 of those same textiles. But as you can see, you get those beautiful French laces, the linens that my grandmother sent to me, the laces. You still get beautiful pieces of laces and linens just in a lot smaller quantity. And you still get a bolt of your trim and a little baggie of buttons as well. And something extra exciting, especially involving the linen and lace kit, is that with the purchase of the linen and lace kit, you will be able to get a 15% off coupon on my linen and lace embellishment course. So for those of you who haven't purchased the linen and lace class and you're purchasing this kit in order to create your embellishments, you will be getting a 15% off coupon code, which I will send to you and share with you via Etsy, and you will be able to start your linen and lace course with your own linen and lace textiles. So that's an extra added bonus to those of you who purchase the linen and lace kits, and if you haven't purchased the course, you get 15% off that. And something extra that I wanted to share is that with all of the purchases, no matter if you purchase a small linen or lace kit, a big kit, or any of the Bohemian kits, you will be given a free, completely 100% free, complimentary digital printable. It is a 2-page printable of ephemera that I have created that are going to be up in my Etsy shop at 5 o'clock as well. But for the people that purchase any of the kits, you will be able to get that completely free, and all you have to do is download. I wanted to do this as an added thank you for those of you who purchased the kit. I cannot express in words how much it means to me and how much it means to my mother and I that, that you guys love the work that we create, you guys love the products that we supply and that we create, and that we try to make as special and as meaningful as possible. Sharing the textiles from my grandmother, having my mother work with me throughout the process, it's really turned into something special that, I send messages to my grandma like, the linen and lace kit's going to be done soon, and I send her pictures, and it's just something that has been so enjoyable and so special, and I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys, so I wanted to give back and say thank you. So that is extremely exciting, and I cannot wait for you guys to get your beautiful digital ephemera along with your beautiful kits in the mail and headed right to you. Now moving on to the Bohemian Kit, which is, I know, what a lot of people are waiting to see. This is the kit that I know a lot of you have been waiting to purchase, as they tend to sell out fairly quickly, but I made sure to include a couple more this time so that more people had the chance of purchasing them if they wanted to. Now, both of these Bohemian kits are the big kit, but we have 2 different presentations. All of them have the exact same number of fabrics, 50 to 60 different types of Bohemian fabrics. So one of the presentations has more pinks and purples, and the other presentation has more teals and blues. So they all have the same number of fabrics, the same type of fabrics, but just the decorative sequin fabrics that are on top, those have a different color scheme. Definitely when you go in to purchase, make sure you look at the picture to let me know which of the kits you would want. The one that's purple and pink, or the one that has some teal and blue right on the top. I wanted to do this because I know people tend to have different interests in respects to color, and different colors speak to people differently, and I wanted to offer some blues and some teals while still keeping to the pinks and purples that I am known to putting into my textile kits. To start off, let me take off all of your beautiful sequined textiles to show you the fabrics that you will be getting in your kit. Now, if you're familiar with the Bohemian Kit, then you know I love including pashminas, silks, different types of fabrics that have a lot of texture to them, that have beautiful colors to them. This is a really pretty lace, but it's kind of like a purple lace. I love incorporating different types of textiles. This one is so beautiful. I hope you can see it in the light, but it has some really pretty gold reflecting from it. And this one is actually a bit more purple in person, but I think on the camera it's picking up as red. This is some beautiful mesh Indian lace. Beautiful embroidery. This one has my heart completely. This is from a beautiful vintage Indian sari dress, and it has these really pretty flowers embroidered right on top. This one is one that I absolutely love and that I saved a little bit for myself to create a journal with. Some more beautiful Indian lace with sequins. Some of my favorite types of silks. This one has a flower design right on the top. Some really pretty magenta pashminas. This is a different type of pashmina. It's more mauve, it's more muted, and it has these beautiful intricate designs on there. I'm loving the light that's coming in because it's allowing you to really see the textiles for what they are. This one is some beautiful silk as well, and it's a little bit lighter in color, but I wanted to include it because it's very hard to find pastel Indian textiles, so I wanted to include that in there. This one's really, really cool. It's kind of like a bohemian tie-dye. Really unique. I absolutely love it. So this would be perfect to add to a ruffle on the side of a journal page. Some beautiful textiles with some gold gilding right on the top. Oh, this is so pretty. Can you just imagine this in the middle of your Bohemian journal? And you can see all of the threads and all of the work that was put into creating it. This is some really pretty hot pink block art fabric. I typically don't include kind of like neon types of fabrics, but because this was handmade and hand block printed in India, I wanted to include a little bit of that in here. This one's really beautiful. As you can see, some beautiful kind of like metallic and really shiny textiles that really transform your journals when you're using them to create textile tabs. This is a beautiful gold. I love using the gold as like accent textiles to include. This one just has my heart as well. I loved how they separated into three, and then on the back you get a little bit more of that fabric and you can really see all of the threads that go into there. This one has some beautiful gold gilding, some beautiful gold thread put into it. There's just something about Indian textiles that make your heart melt. If you're a lover of color, if you're a lover of the bohemian style, there's just something about this type of culture and how they create their fabrics. It's seriously like the work has been done for me, really. When choosing the textiles, that's half the work. Choosing beautiful textiles that complement each other. This is some beautiful Indian cotton. Oh my god, this one is so stunning. This one's also really pretty. Kind of reminds me of like a mermaid with like her fin. So pretty. This is some gorgeous silk. I believe I put this in the previous kit as well. But I am just a sucker for silks, and especially Taiwanese silks. They're a lot harder to come by, but when I do come across them, oh my gosh. It's a no-brainer. Like, they have to be included in my kit every single time. This one is really pretty. It has the consistency of like a silk, but it's a lot easier to work with than with silk, and it looks like vintage wallpaper. Some more beautiful silk. Can you see the pretty florals? Oh, I wish they could create that in like a nail polish because I'd wear that every single day. This one is absolutely stunning. It reminds me of the old paintings from manuscripts. And on the back, it's just this really pretty ombre effect. This one was actually really hard to get. It almost got lost in the mail when my supplier mailed it to me. When you put it on top of a different type of textile, it creates this ombre effect and it makes it look so stunning. I love that piece of fabric. This is some beautiful embroidered cotton lace, a really pretty turquoise color. This is also one of my favorite colors. I love turquoise. Some more pretty sequined fabric. This is a favorite of mine. It looks like little mermaid fins. So this would be perfect for creating a mermaid journal as well. Especially with this. This looks like waves in the ocean. This is just a perfect kit for those of you who you want to create textile art or you want to decorate the pages of your journal. Like, look at this. This looks like a mermaid fin. And you just don't know where to go about purchasing the textiles, and you don't want to have bolts and bolts of fabric like I do all around your room where you can basically walk. Just kidding, it's not that bad. But still, I love this kit for that reason, that you get everything that is so special and unique about the Bohemian textiles all in one kit, and they all go so well together. And I am a person that loves the attention to detail, and I try to see if you see the fabric, it has like a mermaid fin, and I want to continue that same design and pattern throughout so that everything kind of goes together and becomes cohesive. And it doesn't look like something that I just randomly put random pieces of fabric in. It's something that was thought through. The color scheme was thought through. How we transition from the warm tones to the cool tones so that it's a lot easier for you to choose. If you want to just stick to the cool tones, then you know to just stay in this area. But if you want some warmer tones, then you know that going up to the top, you will find those types of textiles for you. I always make sure to include this in all of the textile kits. This is from a wicked, wicked old vintage Indian tapestry. You can still see the threads. I believe parts of it were ripping and people went in to fix it. It is wicked, wicked old. My supplier actually found it in a little small market in India, and I actually now kind of regret cutting it up because I searched up the types of tapestries like this and they're over $2,000 or more. So even though I love that you guys have this type of history into your kit, I kind of feel bad that I cut up this precious tapestry that perhaps, like, I don't know, gave the secret to the end of the world or something. I don't know, but in the kits, you always get little pictures in them, and so they tell a story. The tapestry tells a story, and I just wish I at least took a picture of it before I cut it up, but at least the beautiful tapestry will continue to live on with you guys, with your kits. So that is the flip through of the big textile kits. They all come with a little bolt of trim, as you can see here. I wanted to continue that same color scheme of the blues, the purples, the reds, the pinks, with the trims that you get. And you always get some of that precious gold trim that you see me use time and time again in my Bohemian journals. You also get a baggie of beads. Now all of these beads are glass beads. I only like working with glass beads because even though they are a little bit heftier and heavier than, let's say, a plastic bead, they look absolutely beautiful. They look like little rubies and like precious gems. So those are the types of beads like that I use for my Bohemian beads, and that I use for pretty much anything that I decorate in the Bohemian style. So if you are looking for some great quality beads, make sure you get glass beads. They are a little bit pricier, but they are completely worth it. A full bag of sequins coming in different colors, sticking to that same color scheme that you find in the beads, the trims, and all of your textiles. I am a stickler for color combinations, so I'm really picky, and that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. So I want to make sure that the kit always goes and flows color scheme wise cohesively. And what I'm most excited to share with you all is this little sari bag. It is a beautiful little drawstring bag, handmade drawstring bag made out of saris. And it is just absolutely the cutest little thing that I knew was missing in the textile kit. All of the big kits come with a little sari drawstring bag, because within the baggie is where you get your metal embellishments. And the great thing is that you will all get different types of sari drawstring baggies. So they come in a variety of different colors, which I absolutely love. And I really think it takes the Textile Embellishment Kit one step further and makes it completely different than anything out there. So let's take all of our little metal embellishments out of our baggie. In this little mini plastic baggie, you get your Bohemian bead kit. Now, if you watched the video that I posted yesterday, I show you how to create a Bohemian bead. It can also be referred to as a Bohemian charm. It includes your little bases to create your Bohemian beads, the metals, the pins, the Bohemian bells, everything that you need to create a Bohemian bead is in this little mini kit. And what is also included in your beautiful sari bag are your metal embellishments. I loved finding these beautiful Afghan metal embellishments. As you can see, they have already been pierced, so you can easily put this on top of your textiles, sew it on, which is obviously why I include these metal embellishments, is so that you can use them on your tabs, as charms, or on your cover. But it's used for their clothing and as decorative items to put on their clothing. It's kind of like their jewelry. And what they do is they basically take these pieces of metal, and with a hot stamp, they stamp it in and they engrave it. So this is my fascination with these types of metal embellishments. And then these little metal embellishments are actually buttons. There's actually a little loop, and these are basically vintage Afghan metal buttons. So I thought that was kind of cool to include. And then I have this really pretty gold metal embellishment. I love including these embellishments that have the little hooks or the little holes so that you can sew them, or you can put them right on top directly of your textiles. So these are all of the metal embellishments that you will be getting in your little goodie bag, as well as your Bohemian bead kit. And they are all safely stored inside your beautiful handmade sari drawstring mini bag, which it's honestly like the icing on the cake. I absolutely love these little baggies. It really completes the whole style of the Bohemian textile kit, and it just makes me so happy to be able to share not only the items that I use in this kit, but the history of these textiles with you all. So this is the small Bohemian textile kit that I'm showing you now. As you can see, you can recognize most of those textiles. You get that beautiful, one of my favorites, that are included in the big Bohemian kit, but you obviously get about 30 instead of 50 to 60. So it's just the same exact kit but smaller, just like the linen and lace. So no matter what, with a small Bohemian kit or with a large Bohemian kit, you will be getting your sequins, your Bohemian bead kit, your beads, and your trim. Now only the big kits will be coming with the metal embellishments, and I also have 5 extra kits that have everything that you see here, but they just don't come with the metal embellishments. So I have a couple of those also available if you're wanting to purchase just the fabrics and you're not that interested in the little baggie of metal embellishments. Also, make sure that when you're going to purchase, make sure you take a look at the picture so that you know that you're purchasing a Bohemian kit with teal and blue decorative sequin trims on top, or pink and purple decorative sequin trims on top. So make sure you take that into account also when you're going to go ahead and purchase. So this is the entirety of the Textile Embellishment Kit. I truly hope that you guys loved seeing this flip through. So if one of these kits spoke to your heart, and if you're interested in purchasing, I will leave the link below in my description, in the comment section, and up here at the top to the link that you can click for my Etsy shop at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you will be able to purchase the kit that you would like then and there. And also make sure to check out the linen and lace digital printable as well as the Bohemian digital printable. And of course, if you purchase the kit, make sure you do not purchase the printables, as you will get those completely free and as an added thank you. So thank you so much for watching. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this flip through. I hope that you guys have an amazing and wonderful day filled with an abundance of peace, love, and happiness. Bye-bye, and see you soon.